Practicality dictates that everyone's results will vary as we are all unique and different. Basically, it takes hard work to make a substantial income in this business, and some people will make no money at all. The earnings of an Empower Network affiliate will be 100% dependent upon their skills, work effort, commitment, leadership capabilities, and market conditions. Common sense would suggest that in most opportunities one would find exceptional individuals performing well above average, while others perform under the average. Empower Network does not guarantee any level of income or your success. To see our full income disclosure, please visit our website at www.empowernetwork.com/income.php.
Good evening, Empower Network. My name is Vic, and we will be getting started, guys, in just a few moments. I hope everybody can hear me. I got Paul on the line. Paul, if you can text me, let me know if you can hear me. I just want to make sure that everybody can hear me on this line. Well, guys, my name is Vic Strises, and I'm fired up. Man, I'm fired up about being on this call tonight. I was actually just talking to Dave Sharp, and he asked me to get on the call. And I was honored. I'm like, yeah, man, of course I'll get on the call and we'll share some strategies with you guys, some things. We got somebody who is not muted on the line, and I'm not sure who that person is. If you guys can go ahead and mute yourself out, that'd be awesome. Okay, thank you very much. This way we can have a nice, clean call for everybody tonight. And so what I wanted to do with for everybody on this call tonight, guys, is I just want to talk with you. One thing that I don't want to do, right, is I don't want to waste your time here tonight. Okay, I certainly don't want to waste my time, guys. So I would actually encourage you guys to, if you want to, of course, right, to take some notes. I think some of the things we're going to be discussing tonight will actually help you move your business to the next level. I know, okay, I know that that's what's going to happen if and when you take the strategies we're going to be discussing tonight on this call, guys, apply them in your business and actually take action on this stuff, okay? Now, I'm not here to pump you up, folks. I'm not here to put fire behind your butt. I want to give you some things that have personally helped me move my business to another level. Okay, we have last time I checked, when I just got on the call, we had like 1,200 or 1,300 people. I think we just maxed out the lines. So as people are logging in, they are literally being kicked off the call. But they can listen to this in the inner circle. Anyway, so folks, we probably have a lot of new people on this call because Empower Network is growing like crazy, and some of you guys may know who I am. Some of you guys, may be like, well, who the heck are you, Vic? And why should I listen to you? So 2 minutes here. Guys, I got started in this industry just like most people with a dream, okay? I got started in this industry being absolutely broke, actually broker than broke. I was actually in the hole financially. Had to borrow the money to get started, and lots of money. Had to borrow $30,000 to get started, but I was fired up. I had a dream, just like many of you guys listening to this call tonight, right? Just like a lot of people starting in this industry. I wanted to provide the best for my family. Wanted to be able to take my family on nice trips, and I had that vision of how awesome would that be. So that's something that drove me. When I got started, you see, I did not understand the principles of success, really. And I'm not sure if you guys are just getting started with Empower, if you guys are just getting started with wherever. Maybe you got invited to this call by somebody else, and in that case, I just want to welcome you guys. I want to welcome everybody, right? And if you were invited, especially if you were invited by somebody onto this call, and you're just kind of checking out, what this thing is all about, folks, I want you to pay very, very close attention. I don't believe that you're here by accident. I believe that you are here for a reason, okay? In fact, I don't believe in accidents. I believe that everything happens for the better. And so the fact that you're here, you can actually apply the stuff we're going to be talking about to anything that you're doing out there, okay, whether it's online, whether it's offline, whether it's, selling your own stuff or promoting Empower Network, promoting whatever, right? I just happen to believe that, I'm in the right place at the right time, and I'm fired up. Guys, I am absolutely fired up about Empower Network. I'm absolutely fired up about working with Dave and Dave, founders of Empower Network. Absolutely incredible guys. And just fired up about the future, all right? So I know we have a lot of people A lot of you guys are with Empower Network. And so I just want to say that, guys, this is, it's absolutely incredible, what we're going to see here coming up in the next actually in Denver. Okay, guys, in Denver, we'll see something that will absolutely blow everybody's mind, not just with Empower Network members, but I think in the industry. Okay, so back to what I was saying, guys. When I got started, I did not understand the principles of success. Okay, and I was struggling. I borrowed $30,000, invested $20,000 of it for different marketing strategies. I just thought, hey, if I just have a website, right? If I just have something to promote, boom, I can just throw money to different advertisement campaigns, and I'll be rich. And in fact, I was so certain that that would work for me, that strategy that I thought at the time, that I quit my job. As soon as I started online, as soon as I borrowed the money to get started, I actually quit my job. I retired my wife. And I said to my wife, I said, baby, we're going to be rich. We're going to make it. We're going to have a lot of money. We're going to be traveling the world. We're going to be living the lifestyle that we truly deserve. Now, what happened was not, the things did not go as well as I planned them to go. In about 60 to 90 days, guys, I wasted. I didn't really waste it. I mean, it was a learning experience for me, but I invested about $20,000 into different marketing campaigns and made exactly $0. Okay, that's my story, guys. That's where I'm coming from, right? So the strategies we're going to be talking about tonight, folks, I want you to pay very, 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 very close attention. I don't care what you do with this information. I assume that you're here on this call to help to take your business to the next level. This stuff I'm going to be sharing with you tonight works for me. It allowed me to go from being $30,000 in debt, getting started, to building my income and turning my life around and really creating a lifestyle that most people in the world just can only dream about. Folks, just in the last 6 months of getting started with Empower Network, with this company, I was able to earn just cross $2 million in just 6 months. So, folks, I'm not saying this to say that I'm somebody special. I'm not. Okay, I'm not. I'm a guy who's a college dropout. Okay, I went to college months and I dropped out because I wanted to hang out with my, at that time, girlfriend, currently my wife. So I was not into the education, the college education thing. I dropped out. Guys, I'm a somebody who who English is his second language. Okay, so it doesn't matter what country you live in, doesn't matter if you got an accent, doesn't matter if you think that you have an accent, whatever the thing is. Okay, it doesn't matter. You can still do it, right? So it doesn't matter what your background. Guys, I'm here to tell you that I'm nobody special, but I've learned some things and I applied certain things in my business and in my life that absolutely revolutionized everything in my life. Okay, so I want to share these principles with you guys here tonight. And again, I hope you take notes and really take action and actually at least try it out in your business. Okay, and just try it out for the next 30 to 90 days, at least 30 days. I promise you guys this one thing. Okay, I can promise you one thing for sure. If you take the strategies we're going to talk about tonight, specific things I'm going to be sharing with you. Okay, specific things. If you take them and if you apply them daily, underline this word, daily, right? Not today and then skip tomorrow and then if you feel like it, maybe the next day. Guys, daily, if you discipline yourself to take action on this stuff daily, all right, I can promise you one thing. 90 days from now, you will be a different person, okay? When you become a different person, okay, your business will naturally, effortlessly, by default, it will change. Okay. Now, what are some things that I'm talking about here? So we'll be covering. There's quite a few things. If I had to boil down to, the formula, if you want to call it that, a formula to creating the life that you desire, right? The formula to earning whatever, $2 million in 6 months. The formula to making your first $5,000 a month in the next, 30 to 90 days. The formula to breaking free and firing your boss. The formula to getting what you really want in life and business. Okay. that formula would be this, and I'm just going to share with you what my mentors early on, see, I was fortunate enough, I told you I'm nobody special, I'm not, right? But I was fortunate enough to come across some people, to come across some mentors in my life about 8 years ago, right, that taught me some things, and I was smart enough to follow the instructions, okay? So here is the formula, okay? You guys ready for it? Here is the ultimate formula for success, okay? Thing number one, everybody knows it, okay? We have been taught this over and over and over again. Thing number one is, guys, just know where you go. Just know where you want to end up, okay? Know your destination. I'm not going to talk too much about this because this is fundamental type stuff, okay? We're going to get into some specifics. We're going to get into some marketing stuff. I'm going to actually share with you guys some traffic generation stuff, give you some ideas, some really, really good, cool strategies that you guys can start focusing. But we have got to talk about the fundamentals, some of the fundamentals, because that stuff is like, if you can imagine the iceberg, right, floating in the ocean somewhere, what you see at the top above the water is maybe 2% of what's under the water, okay? You see the top is your marketing skills, okay? It's your ability and knowledge how to get traffic, and of course we're going to cover that on this call tonight as well. It's your ability to communicate with people, right? That's like the 2% that you need to know. If you can learn how to get traffic to a website that you already have, right? And obviously if you're in Empower Network, that's great. If you have your own version of the website, great, right? And you know how to, and you learn the skill of communicating with people, okay? Guys, that's the top. That's what everybody's looking at, and they want to see, and they just want to learn. Okay, how can I get more traffic, and how can I convert more people to buy my stuff? That's all they're interested in, right? Is that little pinnacle, is that little thing that's floating above the water, that iceberg, right? That's floating above the water, and all they can see, and all they're looking at, and all they're focusing on is that 2% of what's above the water. What they don't see, and what they don't even want to think about, is what's under the water that they can't see. You see what I'm saying, my friends? If you just take this concept, okay, and just literally apply this stuff in your business, you see, this is why so many people in the industry are failing, okay, is because they just want to focus on that 2%. So here's what I mean, okay? Step number one. So the ultimate formula for success, my friends, is this. All right. So step number one is, of course, you got to know where you are going. Okay. And the thing that I want to underline with that, and I've taught this over and over again. I teach this to my team. I teach this to my private clients and anybody that I work with. Is clarity is power. Okay. You got to be the clearer you are of where you want to go, my friend. The more powerful your vision is going to be. Okay, why is that important? Well, it's important because it's just like, I was just in Hawaii. We had a team event, and we had a little family vacation. Stayed there for like 2 weeks, I was at the in our suite. Okay, and my wife and kids. We have 4 children. My wife with our kids, they were on the beach, right? And so I went to our suite to get something, and they moved. They went to a different location on the beach. Okay, so I come out, and there was a lot of people on the beach, right? A lot of people on the beach, and I just, I look at the place where my wife was with her children, and they're not there. They moved to a different spot, a little bit, further down. And so, I'm looking at this big picture, right? I'm looking at, there's a lot of people on the beach. There's water. There's a lot of different. There's a lot of different activities going on. There's a lot going on, right? And I'm just looking, and I don't know if you have ever, found yourself being kind of coming from a darker room, maybe, a hotel or something, and you're looking at the bright sand and the beach and the waters and everything, and you kind of squinching your eyes a little bit, right? So here I am. I come out, and it hit me. This metaphor hit me. I'm like, wow, this is so true when it comes to marketing, when it comes to our business as well. I'm looking at, and there's people, and I see this big picture, panoramic view, right? And I can't really, if I just look at the big picture of things, folks, if I just look at the big picture of things, I can't it's hard for me. I can't see my wife. I can't see my children. I can't see where I need to go. Does that make sense? A lot of times, my friends, people in our industry, people in the world, okay, people who are trying to go somewhere, they're just looking at things as this big panoramic view. Okay, they're seeing this big picture, and they kind of know what they want. You know, you have this fantasy maybe, right? We all get started in this industry because we want better things. We want more time freedom. But let me ask you, how does that look for you? Do you know the answer to that question? How does that look for you? Do you have a clear, crystal clear picture of your dream? Do you have that? You know, I didn't. In the beginning, I didn't. My picture was, you know, better lifestyle, right? I wanted to have more things and better things and more time off and travel. But how does that picture actually look like on a day-to-day basis? Have you ever taken a note? Have you ever taken a sheet of paper and written down exactly how would you like your day to go, right? That type of clarity, my friend, okay? So step number one is know where you're going. And here is something I have discovered, and it fascinates me, right? It just, I don't understand it. When surveying people and asking them, do you have your ultimate, you know, how do you want to live your ultimate day, right, written down in writing? Do you have that? Do you know what it actually looks like? You know, when you ask people for their honest opinion on that, right, most people don't. And I find that absolutely, it just blows my mind. Why? Because it only, you know, it's going to take you a day, but here's what it's going to do, okay? When you take the time to do this, and when you crystallize it, it's going to become your magnet, okay? It's going to become the thing that's going to pull you towards it when the going gets tough, when you hit an inevitable block, when something, you know, is not going to go right in your business, when you are, you know, when you spend $50 on an ad and it flops on you, right? That vision, my friend, if it's powerful, if it's crystal clear, is going to pull you in that direction. Okay, so here I am on the beach. I'm looking at everybody as a big picture, and I'm looking for that one person. I'm looking for my wife, right? And I'm looking at everybody, and boom, as soon as I spotted her, boom, I know exactly where I want to go. I know exactly the direction I need to go, and I don't think about it. My feet just move, right? And you know, there might be obstacles. I might need to zigzag between chairs and things like that, but I know exactly what my end destination is, where I want to go, right? And I get there. Does that make sense? So simple things. I mean, fundamental things. But I found that most people, you know, they have that and they understand it, but they don't do it. Okay, my friend, you guys are different. You guys are Empowered Network. You guys are on this call on a Monday night. Right? Instead of watching football or whatever, or going hang out at the park, you guys are here learning the principles. And so please take this for your sake, okay? Don't do this for me because I don't, you know, this is the kind of stuff that I do naturally right now. But this is the kind of stuff I had to learn. And when I learned it, guys, when I started to implement it, changed my life, okay? Not just my business, it changed my life. Thing number two, okay? Thing number two is you have to write it down, okay? You have to write it out. And again, I'm not going to take too much time because I do want to spend more time on the on some specifics here. But guys, just write it down, okay? Write down exactly how, you know, you want to write out your dream statement, okay? Just bottom line, just write out your dream statement, make it present tense, and then here's the thing. Read your dream statement twice a day, okay? One of my mentors was Bob Proctor, and many of you guys know him. He's, you know, I still learn a lot from that guy. And I actually suggest you guys, you know, check him out if you want to get his books. Phenomenal guy. He said that when he was getting started, he was working at the fire station. He was a fireman at the fire hall, and he was earning $4,000 a month, or $4,000 a year, excuse me. And he owed $6,000. He was earning $4,000 a year, and he owed $6,000. And he said that when he came across Napoleon Hill's work, and he came across this book called Think and Grow Rich, and his mentor told him to read that book and find a secret in that book. You see, you guys probably all heard about, you know, Think and Grow Rich, and it became like, you know, and it seems like everybody in the entrepreneur world have heard about that book, right? But here's what Bob Proctor said. He said, my mentor said, find a secret in that book. And when you find the secret, you can get anything you want. Okay? And you guys know what the secret was? The secret was this. Decide exactly what you want, write it down on a piece of paper, and read it 2 times a day or more. Okay? Now, that, if we just leave things at that, right, one would say, Vic, you're crazy, man. Of course it's not gonna do anything, right? We still have to do some more things. But you see, guys, this is the under the water thing of the iceberg. Okay, this is what's hidden under the water, and this is what most marketers don't understand, and that's why there's that's a big reason why they're struggling. Now we're gonna move on here. So what do you do next? Okay, so you write out your statement and you read it twice a day, and step number 3. Okay, is you take massive action. Sounds simple. Take massive action. How do you take massive action? Okay, how do you take massive action, and what kind of action do you take, guys? I want to just be kind of be completely transparent with you guys, and just talk to you like I'm talking to to my best friend. Like I'm talking to people. I mean, we were just in Hawaii hanging out with my team members, and this is what I was telling them. Okay, I said, guys, first of all, before we get to the marketing pieces, before we get to the traffic generation things, and which I'm going to share with you guys here a little bit later on this call, I want you guys to write these things down, and I really want you to think about it. Okay, and implement it in your business and implement it in your life daily for the next 30 days. Just do it for 30 days. Okay, that's all I'm asking. Just do it for 30 days, and then when I see you guys in Denver, okay, you guys will tell me how it goes. Is that fair? Okay. So thing number 1 is this. Okay, guys, before we take massive action, see, a lot of people talking about taking massive action here, massive action there. But what does that really mean? Taking massive action. You see, if you take, if Tony Robbins said this, he just said, look, man, if you want to get to a sunset heading east, you will never see it, right? So, guys, taking massive action in the right direction is how you want to do. Okay, is what you want to do. So here are some things that have personally allowed me to take my business to the next level. I was struggling. I was spinning my wheels before I understood these. Okay, thing number 1, guys, is this. Okay, you see, you will never take massive action if you don't believe that success and the lifestyle that you have written down is possible. Not only possible, but it's possible for you. Think about that. As we're going to progress here on this call, everything we're going to talk about is going to be, if you can imagine, building blocks. Okay, and one little block is going to build onto the next one. Okay, so the very first one is, of course, you got to know exactly where you're going. Okay. Thing number 2 is you want to write it down and write your dream statement out and read it twice a day. Okay. Thing number 3 is taking massive action. But then these are the filler blocks that are essential for your building. Okay. If you don't have these filler blocks in place, okay, if you don't have these things in place, your building will not be sustainable. Okay. You will not take massive action. You may take massive action for like a week. Okay, and then you will go back and you'll maybe join another deal, and maybe you're going to jump from one thing to another thing, like a lot of people are doing, never really succeeding in anything. Okay, so here they are. Believe that it's possible for you. Okay, take a look at Empower Network, for example. Okay, if you guys are here, how many people are succeeding? Thousands. Okay, thousands. Now, unfortunately, the metrics, the statistics, is the same for a lot of places, right, including Empower Network. Okay, you see, as awesome as the company is, as powerful as the compensation plan is, okay, as great as the products are, as great as an opportunity is here with Empower Network, why? Ask yourself, why is that one person can go out there and create $150,000 income in 4 months, okay? Like one guy on my team, okay? And he was struggling for 7 years, okay? What's the distinction there, okay? Why is it that somebody can go and rise themselves, to $10,000 per month consistent income, and then there can be a person right next to them, okay, maybe sitting at the event right next to them, and that person is complaining. That person is saying, hey, this does not work, okay? Why is that? Well, I believe that it's going to come down to some of these specifics, okay? So the first specific is, hey, believe that it's possible for you. We're going to talk about how do you create that belief, okay, in just a minute here. Part of how you create that belief is going to be from reading your dream statement, my friends, as crazy as it sounds. And I found this to be true in my life personally. Okay, when I wanted to get something right, I would always have a picture of it, whether it was written down or an actual picture, and every single time, okay, whether it's through I run into somebody, maybe I see something, I see an advertisement, I get an idea, I see a headline that I implement, and my business just goes to the next level. Something happens, right, to where I just come across a piece of information that helps me get to the next level and ultimately helps me get the thing that I want. Okay, now I'm not going to try to understand how that works. It's none of my business, right, as long as it works. Okay, and I'm just sharing with you guys what's working. Okay, so thing number 2, and this is, I see this, I run into people daily who, I say, man, if I could, I could just shake you up and just make you, act like the person you want to become. Okay, so specific number 2 is act like the person you want to become. When you think about this, guys, think about it. So what would a person who is earning $10,000 a month do? Okay? How would they talk? How would they walk? Have you ever thought about that? Like, okay, so we're as marketers, right? We're trying to make money. We're trying to build our businesses. We're trying to do big things in this industry and, in our lives, in our business. But have you ever really sat down and being honest to yourself and said, okay, so how would a person that I aspire to be act? Okay, how would they talk? How would they hold themselves? What would they think? Okay, when they're at that level. Okay, it reminds me of this little I say little guy. I actually don't know if he was little or big, but the guy called by the name of Roger Bannister. Okay, and he's known for the breaking the 4-minute mile. And I actually watched his interview. He is an old guy right now, but in his interview he was talking about how he did it, and I found that to be fascinating personally. I'm the kind of guy who I'm like, I wonder why, how does it happen that a few guys come together, 2-3 guys come together and they create Google. How does it work? How does a teenager create Facebook? I was always fascinated by that stuff. How does Donald Trump, loses all his billions and becomes, bankrupt, right? And then gains his billions again in 3 months. How does it happen? I was always fascinated. So I like to read stuff like that, right? I like to listen to interviews with people who have gone through that process, right? And so one guy I was listening to was Roger Bannister's interview, and he said that, when he was asked, how did you do that? How did you break the 4-minute mile? Because for hundreds of years, nobody said, hey, everybody said nobody can run a mile in 4 minutes. It's just impossible. It's just impossible. It's been proven by science. It was impossible. And this guy goes out there and does it. Okay, he said, I ran a 4-minute mile in my head before my body did it. And so as I was listening to that interview, again, I'm a business guy, right? I'm an entrepreneur. So everything, I find the correlations, I kind of link things together really quickly. I said, hey, isn't it interesting that a guy ran a 4-minute mile in his head before he actually did it. And you know what happened next, right? I mean, everybody started to run 4-minute miles. You're a business, right? How do you act like the person you want to become before you become it? Think about that. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. Just think about that. And I hope, if you guys are taking notes, you can kind of glance at it later, and just let it marinate, right? Over the, as you go to sleep tonight, just think about these ideas. Okay, I'm not here to put these on you. I'm just here to suggest them to you guys, right? I just know that it's going to make a difference if you just, take it with an open heart and an open mind and just let it marinate, right? And think about it as you go tomorrow, as you go about your day, as you go to work tomorrow, right? Maybe you're working from home. As you're doing your thing, just think about these ideas over and over again. And so thing number 3 is this: claim your territory. Okay, claim your territory. Here's what I mean by this: as a marketer, okay, how many marketers do you think there are in the industry? I think hundreds of thousands, right? Millions of marketers. I mean, heck, there are some companies that have, a few million, people in their organization, and there are many of those companies. So millions, maybe, tens of millions, hundreds of millions, right? And you and I were marketers, okay? Think about this. Why do some marketers rise to the top? And some marketers, or most marketers, they stay at the bottom. Okay? Well, I think, and this is my theory, right, and I happen to believe it, right, and I happen to stick by it, is that as a marketer, if you want to rise to the top, guys, you have got to be somebody who's going to put your stake in the ground. Okay? Here's what I mean by putting your stake in the ground. Don't be just another marketer. Okay, if you're building your Empower Network business, if you're building any other businesses out there, okay, and I think if you're on this call and if you're not in Empower Network, you must be crazy. Okay, just get in. Okay, because in my opinion, I mean, I could do anything out there, and I just don't believe there is anything better than Empower Network. Okay, I actually don't think there is any organization that's more grounded, that's better, that has better vision, better leadership than Empower Network. I just don't. Okay, so if you're not a part of Empower Network, a part of this family, man, just get in. Just telling you, just get in. So as you're building your business, okay, you have got to be. You don't need to be just another marketer. Okay, if most people run their businesses as being just another marketer, okay? Have something that you stand for. Have something that you stand against, okay? Again, have you ever thought about that? As a marketer, I don't care if you're just beginning, if you're just getting started, or if you're a seasoned, marketer, do you have your own vision for your own business? Do you have your own vision of something, why are you here? Are you just, do you just want to make another buck? Do you just want to make $5,000 per month and that's it? Do you have something invisible that's driving you? Do you have something that when people talk to you, when people read your emails, there is something going on. There's something different about you, right? There's some kind of invisible energy that's going on there, and they can't quite pick up on that, but it just makes them feel good with doing business with you. Does that make sense? Think about that, guys. These are the things that most marketers don't think about, but these are the things that I implement in my business on a daily basis, okay? And these are the things that I see people who are, just really exploding, in this industry as far as, being successful and living the kind of lifestyle that everybody, aspires to live. Guys, there is something about those people. If you really sit down and analyze it and just kind of look at it, there's something about those people that is just you can't really see it, you can't really touch it, you can't really smell it, but it's just there, it's just there, and that something is how those marketers see themselves and how they hold themselves, right, and their vision for what they do behind what they do. Okay, so. Put your stake in the ground, and here's the easiest way to do it. Again, you can be just a complete, newbie into this thing. You can still do this. Okay, here's how you do it. You're building your list, right? You have your list going, hopefully, and so the way you do this is you communicate with your subscribers, okay? With your subscribers, you say, hey guys, listen, this is what I stand for. Just wanted to let you know, right? And through your actions, like for example, I can give you my example, right? So I don't tolerate any form of negativity in my life, including my business, period. Okay, so people who are whining about things, right, on my list, people who don't like anything that I do, right, I just don't tolerate that kind of stuff. Okay, and I have been like this ever since I was getting started, and ever since I learned the strategies that I'm sharing with you right now. Okay, are you going to lose some people? Yes, right. But I'm telling you, the people that you're going to keep, the people who are going to be around you, those people are going to be your best followers. Okay, those people are going to do business with you. If not immediately, they will resonate with you. Okay, you don't want to attract everybody, but you want to attract certain people. Okay, to your business. And so this is how I have been building my business. Over the last 8 years. 7 of those were successful. Okay. And that's, I was failing until I, came across some some good mentors in my life. So having your stake in the ground, so you just communicate to your list, and communicate from your values and communicate from what you stand for and what you stand against. Okay, I get fired up talking about and just kind of crushing the those people who peddle junk in our industry, things like, hey, just buy this push-button software and you're going to be rich tomorrow, okay? People who are just saying, hey, just get this line of code from me for $37 and you're going to become a millionaire tomorrow. You're going to have, 100,000 visitors to your site. We're doing nothing, okay? We all know that's garbage, and that's what's being propagated in our industry. And there's a lot of garbage propagated in our industry. And if you're going to be doing your business just like them, guys, right? Just like those people, if you're going to say anything just to get that $25 sale, right? You're going to be just like another marketer. And you don't want to be that. You don't want to be in that position. You want to be different, okay? You want to have your stake in the ground. You want to say, this is what I stand for. This is what I will tolerate. This is what I will not tolerate. And, if you like it, great. If you don't like it, you can unsubscribe with my list. And if you have that kind of attitude, and if your actions back your saying, okay, if your actions are congruent with what you're saying, there's going to be that invisible force that you're going to create as a marketer, and people are going to be naturally attracted to you who are attracted to you, okay? So, important. And so as you do all these things, right, as you're building, and again, we're going to, we're talking about the fundamentals. We're talking about some things that most marketers don't want to talk about, okay? But you have got to develop this belief that, hey, whatever you do, there's going to be no going back. And my friends, a few times before when I was on this call, and the Google Hangouts I did with Empower Network with you guys, and I just say this, hey, you have got to burn your bridges, and you have to have no plan B, right? Just no going back, folks, no going back. Okay. Now, when you're just getting started, some people ask me, they say, Vic, how do you deal with my situations? I just got started, man, and I'm not seeing the results yet, and bills are coming in, and family members are being a little bit negative, and and my friends think I'm crazy, and I have this dream, and I think I can do it, but I don't really. I get discouraged by my surroundings, by my environment, the people that I hang out with. How do you deal with that? And you know what my answer is? Guys, listen. I was just coming from Hawaii, flying back to the mainland, and as we were taking off, there was some major turbulence. In fact, I have never experienced that kind of turbulence in my life, being on a plane. That plane was dropping it must have been, 50 to 100 feet. People who were not buckled up, they were up to the ceiling. And as I was, sitting on the plane, and the plane is taking off, I think, man, here we are up in the air. We just took off, and there's no going back. We just have to go through this. We just have to get buckled up, and we just have to get through this. And you know what? Deep down, right, of course I knew that there was going to be, the turbulence is going to be temporary. You see, unfortunately, a lot of times in our business, in our lives, we go through turbulence, right? We go through turbulence, but we don't have, like, when I was on that plane, I knew that, hey, it's gonna pass, right? The turbulence is gonna pass. We just have to get through it. And I know as soon as the plane, goes off a little bit higher and higher, then it's gonna be smooth ride and smooth flying, right? But when that turbulence hits you in business or in life, how do you deal with it? My friends, here's what I can tell you. I was in a situation in my life to where, I really didn't have $1.19 to my name. I was in that position at one time in my life, and I had absolutely no idea how I'm going to feed my family tomorrow. I literally could not go to Walmart to buy bread to feed my family. Did not have a credit card, did not have $1.19 to my name. Okay, if it wasn't for my mother coming over to our house and gifting us $50 for somebody's birthday, I forgot whose birthday that was, just because she thought we were doing okay, right? And then she just didn't know what to get us, so she just got us $50, to buy something, and that saved us, and that put some bread on our family's table. Guys, I know what it's like to go through that kind of turbulence. Okay, so when I speak, when I talk to people, when I write my emails, when I just communicate, right? Because I have gone through that, my friends, because I have gone through that, and I know what it's like to be on the bottom of the bottomest, right? I can tell you that, hey, whatever you're going through in life right now is going to pass. Okay, it's going to pass. Just buckle up and believe that it's going to pass and there's going to be a smooth ride for you. You just have to believe it. Whatever you're going through in life, man, and especially here, guys, you got the community backing you up, right? You got the empowerment, or you go to an event. Folks, the thing that's going to help you in this process, if you're going through this turbulence, right, the thing that personally helped me through my turbulence in business, in my life, right, was that I deliberately seeked out, went to search for success stories and testimonials and people who have made it and people who are going through struggles and really just rags to riches stories. And I was just listening, deliberately watching videos and listening to people and listening to interviews and constantly, saturating my mind with, you can do it. These people have done it. And I was listening to the rags to riches. I mean, there was the Success Network by Darren Hardy was running it. I don't know if it's still up or not. The Success Training Network, in fact, TSTN. Yeah, that's where it is, TSTN. And he had a program there. It was called Rags to Riches. And so he would just interview people one after another, just kind of, talking about their struggles and how they overcame it, and what did they do and what helped them. And so I was just constantly saturating my mind with that kind of stuff. And when you're going through turbulence in life, my friend, okay, regardless if it's business, regardless if it's, in your personal life, your personal situations, here's one thing that you just absolutely should not tolerate, okay? You should absolutely consciously turn your attention away from people who are going to pull you down and who are going to tell you that you can't go through it, okay? There is nothing worse you can do to yourself than listen to those people, okay? So just make a decision that, hey, I'm going to deliberately seek out people who have done it. Go to YouTube, there's plenty, right? Get on these conference calls, listen to the Inner Circle audios. Just listen to it. The more turbulence you have in life, the more positivity you need to put in your head, because that's the kind of stuff that's going to get you through it. And as you're going through it, right, you want to read your dream statement as much as possible. Just read your dream statement. Don't let anybody steal your dreams, my friend. If I would quit, okay, when I was going through my turbulence in life, I would never be able to get to this point, and I would never be able to impact the people that I'm impacting right now, and I would never be able to make a difference that I'm making right now in this industry, okay? And let me tell you something. You're here, right? And if you're going through some struggles right now, my friend, this is, you might not believe this yet, but this is for your own good. All right. Later on, you will be able to inspire other people because of what you have gone through. Okay. People who don't struggle, take a look at the rich kids of the rich people. Okay. If everything is given to them on a silver platter, they don't never have to work for anything. They grow up being weak-minded. They have no idea what it's like to struggle. They have absolutely no idea what it's like to be on the bottom. They have no idea what it's like to not have enough money, right? Every successful entrepreneur that I personally know of, okay, everybody was struggling. Everybody was struggling, and that struggle, my friend, is going to make you even stronger. Okay, so don't look at this as a bad thing. Okay, look at this as, hey, you're going to use this later for your own good, right? And think about it. If you give up right now, okay, if you give up right now, my friend, you're going to lose a potential. You will never be able to make a difference in the world. Okay, and let me tell you something. You're listening to my voice tonight. You can make a big difference for somebody else. You can make a big difference for your family. You will make a big difference for other people, thousands of other people, tens of thousands of other people if you believe. Okay? You have got to believe that you can do it, my friend. And I'm here to tell you you can do it. Okay? So just have a no going back attitude. Okay, regardless of what you do, regardless how bad it may get, no going back attitude is what's gonna, it's just no going back. Just don't even tolerate. Don't even think about any other plans, right? Something else I want to talk to you guys about, and I think this is important. Okay, as you're building your business, as you're going towards your dream, you have got to use the language of success. Okay, and I wanted to cover this because I see so many people building their businesses, but they're using language of failure. Okay, guys, there is a difference between language of success and language of failure. Okay, some of you guys listening to this call tonight, you probably already know what I'm going to say, right? I just did a video on this topic, right? But just briefly, I want you guys, again, if you're taking notes, I want you guys to just think about this. Okay, just consider it. Just give it a shot. Okay, that's all I'm asking. Just give it a shot and see what happens. Okay, what's the language of success? And when I say language, I'm talking about how you think, because how you think is essentially, you just talking to yourself in your head, right? When we think, we're just talking to ourselves in our head. So it's how you think and how you actually talk. How you talk with yourself, how you talk with others. Okay. You know what most marketers and what most people really in the world, they're just using failure type language. They just say things like, well, I hope it's going to work for me. I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to go and just try this out for $25 and just kind of see what happens. Hopefully it's going to work. And they say hopefully a lot. You ever notice that? And they say, what else they say? They say, I'll try. They'll say that a lot too. They say, I'll try that. Okay? And guys, it's a language of failure. Okay? Language of failure. Failures use the language of failure. Successful people who are rich, people who are successful, okay, they're using the language of success. And I'll try it. I hope it's going to work, right? And when they say that kind of stuff, what they're really saying is, I don't think it's going to work, but I'll see what happens. I'll dip my feet and see what happens, okay? And if you don't do something with 1,000% conviction, if you don't do something like you had absolutely no plan B and you had absolutely no other way to do it, okay? If this were your only way to do it, and it's either do or die for you, you will never say, I'm going to try, I'm going to hope. You're going to say, I'm going to do it, I'm going to figure out how to do it, okay? If I'm going to go through struggle right now, if I'm going to go through some turbulence right now, I don't care because I will do it. And that's how successful people talk, okay? And see, back in the days, I was using a lot of the failure type language, and I was saying, well, I'll try it, I'll try it, I hope it works, right? And what I got is exactly that, hoping. I was also hoping always. I would invest money on different, ad campaigns, and I was hoping. Okay? Now, you say, Vic, you're talking about all this stuff, but really just teach me traffic generation stuff, man. Guys, I'll tell you a cool resource when it comes to traffic here in a minute. But I'm telling you, unless you understand these concepts, unless you are, unless you build that and just, what's a good way to put it? Unless you really look at the ingredients of what's going on under the water of that iceberg that's floating in the ocean. Okay, guys, that little tip that's above the water, it's nothing. Okay, if you just if you just focus on that, that's all you have is that little tip. Okay, that's floating above the water, and you know what? A few waves is going to crush it. Okay, but if you take a look at the whole complete iceberg, including what's under the water, okay, what's under the water is 95%, and what's above the water is like 5%. Okay, so this is the 95% kind of stuff. Okay, I hope you guys are taking this stuff seriously. So use the language of success. As you go, just give this like a test for the next 30 days. In fact, I want to challenge you guys. You guys up for the challenge? Okay, let's do this. We have an event coming up in Denver. All right, so you guys are on this call tonight, and if the person listening to this recording, go ahead if you guys are up for the challenge. And, as Dave Wood would say, right, don't be a wussy. I would actually, throw this challenge at you, okay, which is exactly what I'm going to do tonight on this call, okay? And then when I see you guys in Denver, July 19th, I want you guys to tell me how it went for you, okay? So here's the challenge. You ready? So the challenge is this. Make tomorrow a better day than you had today, okay? Well, let me rephrase it just a little bit, okay? Become a better person tomorrow than you were today. Okay? Become a better person tomorrow than you were today. Now, you don't have to be dramatically like night and day kind of better, right? But just strive. Just don't kid yourself, right? You can kid me. You can kid your neighbor, but you can't really kid yourself. Be honest with yourself. And for the next however many days we have until Denver, okay, guys, strive, do your absolute best, okay? Don't go to bed at night if you are not, if you did not improve something in your life or just something inside of you as a person, okay? Now, here are some things that will help you, okay? You ready? So here are some things that will help you. Now, why do I want to throw this challenge at you? Well, simple, okay? I believe that if you take this challenge and if you seriously take this, okay, I believe that marketing part of the business and actually making money is going to be so much easier for you guys. I promise you that, okay? I promise you. And I want you to, let me know in Denver when you see me in Denver. And if you actually be honest, if you will be honest to yourself, you will find this to be true, okay? So here are some things that will help you with this challenge, okay? So what I would do, if I were you, is I would read daily, okay? This is one of the core commitments of Empower Network, right, is reading daily. This is one thing that I'm constantly, preaching to my people, okay? People who, private clients, people who fly out to my office. I had a couple people here at my office, and we were talking about this. And I said, hey, the first thing I say is, hey, you got to improve yourself. And how do you do that? Is you read daily. When I was before I got started with my online business, there was a year to where I went to work for an insurance company, okay, and I was a part of of a team over an agency, and these guys were making big bucks. The agency manager was earning like $2 million a year, and one thing that he taught his team or his agents is he was adamant about reading. He is like, you guys, you have got to read, you have got to read, you have got to read. And you know what? I got an idea, and I got this thought in my head. I'm like, well, why is he talking about reading all the time? But you know what? As I look back and I look at him, and the guy was earning $2 million a year. Okay, you look at Dave Sharp. Okay, you look at Dave Wood. Dave Wood reads all the time. Dave Sharp does the same. Okay, we were in Hawaii and we had Les Brown. You guys know who Les Brown is, right? We invited him to our mastermind, to our little training. And this is a guy who is in the Toastmasters International, I believe he's like in the top 5 or top 10 speakers in the world. In the world, think about it. top 5 in the world. Okay? And you know what he said? He said, I read daily. I read daily. And you know what? And when I look at marketers, and when I look at people who are complaining about why their businesses don't grow, why they can't make money online, why they're struggling, right? The last thing they want to do is read. The last thing they want to do is read. So what do you read, guys? I'll give you a couple suggestions before, but I do read a lot. I personally read. I'll be completely upfront with you guys. I read about anywhere from about 30 to 45 minutes a day. Most of the time, it's about 30 minutes a day. Okay, including weekends, including every day. So here are a couple books I can give you that will help you as a marketer. Okay, specifically as a marketer. Okay, and the first one is by Ellen Loy McGinnis. Ellen Loy McGinnis, McGinnis. Okay, and the book is called Bringing Out the Best in People. Bringing Out the Best in People. Okay, it's a cool little book. You can actually read it probably in one sitting. It's not very long. It's very, very easy read. But he's talking about different things on how to become a better communicator, right? How to get closer to your people. Because think about it. Every single dollar, guys, that you're going to earn, that I will earn, okay, is going to come from who? It's going to come from people. Okay? Every single dollar you're going to earn is going to come from people. So it would be a good idea to learn some things about people, don't you think? So Bringing Out the Best in People, get the book. It will help you as a marketer, okay? It will help you as a marketer. Another book I want to recommend, and this is a very, very popular book, and probably a lot of you guys have read it, but I will still suggest that you read it again and read it, through the lenses of an internet marketer, through the lenses of what we talked about on tonight's call, okay? And the book is called The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace D. Wattles, okay? The Science of Getting Rich. Now, the book suggests, money, right? The Science of Getting Rich suggests wealth. But the book is not about money at all, okay? If you read the book, the book is about principles, okay? So these are my recommendations for you guys today, okay, as far as reading. And read these books, a couple of times if you can before Denver. I promise you will start thinking a little bit differently, okay? So thing number 2 that's going to help you with this challenge is just listen to the Inner Circle. Okay, listen to the Inner Circle audios daily. Listen to them daily. When I was going to, again, we're flying out to Hawaii, then we're flying to Miami for the Mastermind, Leadership Council. I was on a plane quite a lot, right? And what I was doing is I was just listening to audios. I was listening to Dave and Dave talk. I was listening to interviews of other, Empower Network leaders. I was listening, right? I was just listening. Why? Because, hey, I want to learn one more strategy. I want to learn one more nugget. I want to get one little thing that's going to help me. That's going to, maybe I've heard it before. Maybe I already know this, right? Maybe just like a lot of you guys saying, hey, I already know that. Vic. You don't need to tell me about traffic. By the way, I will. Okay, but here's the thing. What I find myself, what I catch myself a lot is hey, I say, hey, I already knew that, but just hearing this way, hearing it one more time this way from this person, all of a sudden it just clicked, right? All of a sudden, boom, you have this spark, you have this idea going, and who knows, that idea can go on and make you, $100,000 in the next year. Does that make sense? So just listen to the daily audio of Empower Network Inner Circle, guys. There is a wealth of information. Just listen to it. All right. And if you're not, if you don't have access to it, just get it. I mean, it's investment in you. It's investment in your future. It's investment in your in your business. Thing number 3 that's going to help you with the challenge, guys, is association. Okay, association with other successful people. Association, and part of the association is going to come from reading and listening. Okay, when you read, people say, Vic, which is better, to read or to listen? I say it's better to read, but you always want to listen as well. Okay, so you read and you listen, because when you listen, your mind can wander, right? When you're listening, when you're doing your things, you don't necessarily you don't always focus on the message consciously, right? A lot of times you might think about something else while you're listening, and all of a sudden, you're like, well, what was that all about? You kind of missed part of it, right? When you read, you have to focus consciously on what you're reading. Okay, so that's why I say reading is better than listening, but you got to do both. Okay, and so your association is going to come apart from doing that. But we all heard the saying that goes something like, birds of a feather flock together, right? Something else I want to tell you guys is don't tolerate negativity, period. Okay, and that's going to include people who are in your maybe family, people who are in people who are, excuse me, I just had my Skype call. People who are, in your team, people who are, maybe some of your friends. Just don't tolerate your negativity. Okay. Some people, regardless of how awesome an opportunity is, regardless of how awesome the company is, regardless of how awesome anything is, okay, there's always going to be people who will complain, people who will be negative, people who will, who will be critics. Okay. People who will look for reasons why something is not going to work, and you want to get away from those people. Okay. Now, if you have a negative spouse, maybe not supportive husband, if your environment that you are in is not very supportive, well, here's what you can do. Okay. You can just ignore them. And in the beginning, it's going to be a little bit difficult, but you just have to ignore them. I mean, of course, you're not going to divorce. You're not going to divorce your wife or your husband, but just ignore them and work on this stuff even harder. Okay, so that you can get results. So you can say, hey, check this out. Take a look at this. We're gonna make it. Okay, it's gonna be okay. It's working for me. It's working out. It's gonna be okay. We're gonna build. This is my dream. This is what I want to do for us. Okay, this is what I want to do for my family. Please support me with this. We're gonna get through it. There are other people who are doing it. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. There are other people who are doing it. I will do it. Just give me time. Okay, and you work harder on yourself than you have ever worked on yourself before. Make sense? You work harder on yourself than you work on your business. Okay? And just don't tolerate negativity, guys. When you hear people, like, for example, when you go to Denver, okay, when you go to the next event of Empower Network, guys, or when when you're on Facebook, when you are in forums, when you are just looking at what's going on, in the internet marketing land, right? Guys, there are people who will bash and pull down and just be negative about what you're doing, right? And it doesn't matter. You need to learn how to ignore them. Just absolutely ignore them. Okay? Don't let them get you. Don't even fight with them. Don't you don't want to bring or to put more fuel into their negative fire. Make sense? Okay. So these are some things that will help you guys with the challenge. Okay. Let's see. So what we can do. Let's see. Oh man, we've been going on for like an hour already. Wow. I'm telling you, time flies when you're having fun. I love sharing these principles with you guys because this is the kind of I can talk about this stuff all night, which of course I'm not gonna. But this is the kind of stuff that I'm more passionate about than even marketing because this is the kind of stuff that I had a privilege right now to work with a lot of people. I don't even know, 30 to probably 50,000 people altogether over the last probably 3-4 years. Okay, and what I see over and over and over again, guys, is people who are, people who say that I know everything. People who say that stuff is not important, right? Just give me the meat. Give me the meat, man. Those people are struggling. Okay, here's another advice for you guys. Don't take advice from anybody who's more messed up than you are. I actually got this advice from one of my mentors. He says, Vic, don't take advice from anybody who's more messed up than you are. So if you want to make it, if you want to make $10,000 per month, and if you're taking advice from somebody who is just getting started and they're broke, right, and they're going to tell you how to run your business or what to do, guess what? If you take their advice, you're going to be like them. Okay? Don't take advice from anybody who's more messed up than you are. Okay? So unless somebody is earning the kind of money that I want to earn, right, I'm not going to listen to them. They might be a cool person. That's fine. It's cool, right? But as far as taking their advice, no. I'm not going to take their advice. It's like somebody who's going to try to teach you how to how to make your relationships work, but they were, divorced 7 times before. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people in this industry who will try to, teach you how to run your business and tell you what to do, and tell you how to do things, and tell you, what you should do, but they're broke, right? They have no idea how to pay their rent next month. Are you going to listen to them? Are you going to let their small mind control you? Are you going to let them piss you off? Are you going to let them distract you? Are you going to let them bring you down? Are you going to let somebody bring you down? You have a dream. You're here because you have a dream, don't you? You're here because you want to make a bigger impact for your family. You want to take your family's lifestyle to the next level. You're here because you want to build something good. You want to build your dream, right? Guys, you're here. You're the elite. Most people are not willing to get on the call like this. Most people are not willing to do what it takes. Most people just want to sit on the couch and watch a movie or watch football, right? Eat chips and potatoes and get fat, right? That's what most people want to do. You guys are here, right? Don't let those small-minded people control your thinking. Let it bounce off of you. Just like water rolls out from the duck's back, right? Just don't let them influence you at all. Be immune to that kind of stuff. And as you go, move forward, you're going to get better and better and better at this stuff. And then you'll get to the point to where you will not have anybody. You will get to the point, folks, if you follow what I'm teaching you tonight. Guys, you will get to the point, there's going to be a time in your life, in your business, there will come a time to where you will know, okay, that whatever is going on around you will not affect you unless you let it affect you, okay? Did you know that economy has absolutely nothing to do with your success? Did you know that? Did you know that the worse the economy gets, the more success you can have in this business? Did you know that? Did you know that you can build yourself $100,000 per month income in today's economy? Did you know that? Did you know that you can have your dream car? Did you know that you can have your dream home? Did you know that you can actually take your family to the nicest places of the world that God has created and show them what it's like, to have freedom? Guys, you can have that. And you know what? I was at the point in my life to where I could not have that, right? I could not take my family on vacations. I could not go any places, but I had a dream, and I never let it go. You have a dream. Don't let it go, okay? So let's talk about some specifics on when it comes to actually building business. And I want to give you guys a couple, point you guys in a direction. Maybe you can check it out. A lot of people say, Vic, what's the best traffic generation strategy? What's the best traffic generation method? So we have been talking about the fundamentals. We have been talking about the below the under the water type part of the iceberg, right? This is what we have been covering for the last hour. And the reason that I spend an hour on this kind of stuff, guys, is because 80% of your success is going to come from what's going on under the water. Okay? Trust me on this. Just trust me on this. Here is what I can tell you when it comes to, because I know there's, maybe 3 of you guys, maybe more, sitting there and you guys are waiting for a secret traffic generation strategy that can make you rich. Guys, if there was one thing that you could advertise your website with or on, if there was this one secret source that you can go to advertise your website on and just get conversions, right? Everybody would be rich, okay? But there is no one thing in particular that's going to work 100% for you. Now, here's what can work for you. Everything can work a little bit. Here is the mindset shift that you need to have, or the mindset that you need to have. First of all, you have to develop the eye of a marketer, is what I call. Okay, the eye of a marketer. Here's what I mean by this. As a marketer, you need to act like a marketer. Okay. When I browse the internet, when I drive in the car, right? When I'm on the plane flipping through the magazine of the Sky Mall or something, right? When I'm on whatever at the airport, when I'm at the store, when I'm wherever, right? I always fish for ideas. I always fish for places to advertise. I always fish for places to put my ads in. For example, give you a quick example, okay? You go to a rest area. This was some little thing that I found for myself, right? You go to a rest area, a truck stop maybe, right? And you go to those restrooms. What do you find a lot of times? Well, I don't know about girls' restrooms, but, I go to a guy's restroom, and, as you're standing there doing your thing, right in front of your eyes, there is a bulletin board with all kinds of ads on it. Have you ever seen that? One time I was standing there, I'm like, dude, there's a phone number I can call, and I can send them my ad, and boom, they can slap my ad onto this thing, and I can have my ad showing in restrooms in 10 different states. Boom, automatic traffic. Okay. Now you may not get 50,000 visitors from that per day, but hey, it's traffic, right? So as a marketer, have an eye of the marketer. Okay, develop an ability to spot for places you can advertise, to spot for to look for different ad campaigns, to look for different headlines. Like when I'm driving in the car, I'm constantly, I'm paying attention to what's going on in the advertisement space, right? If I see a bulletin board, if I see a big banner on the road, if I see a sign or something that gets my attention, right? And if I like the headline or I like something, I just either take a snapshot, I just take a picture with my phone, or I just write it down, right? I keep a swipe file of that kind of stuff for myself as a marketer. Again, are you treating your business as a business, or are you treating your business as a hobby, and are you looking for somebody to spoon feed you with this kind of stuff, right? I'm just talking to you straight up, okay? I may not say what you want to hear, but what drives me crazy sometimes is when I see people asking for things, and they're not even willing to just think, just think about it. Just think. So when it comes to traffic, you need to get people to see your website, okay? And here's the thing, guys. If I told you one specific website to go advertise at right now on this call, okay? We have 1,300 people. This line is packed, listening to me. And guess what? Tomorrow or even tonight after the call, probably 700 or 800 people would go there, and they would place an advertisement for Empower Network on that, in that source. And guess what? It's not going to work for anybody. Does that make sense? And worse yet, this call is being recorded, and then there's somebody else, there's 100,000 people are going to listen to this call over the next month, and 80,000 of those people are going to do the exact same thing, and it's not going to work for anybody. Okay? So that's why, I'm telling you what I'm telling you. This is not difficult. Most people just look for this secret, but if we just think logically sometimes, and we just kind of sit down and just kind of simplify things. Okay, so you got a website, right? And so what you need to get some traffic to your website. So what is traffic? Well, traffic is people, right? It's human beings. It's you need some eyeballs to your site. Now, the cool part about Empower Network and what we're doing is this is such a mass appealing market. I mean, this is such a mass appealing company. Who doesn't want to make an extra $500 a month? Show me somebody who doesn't want to make an extra $5,000 per month. Everybody in the world wants this. We're not selling some soccer equipment, that only a specific group of people, or something that, just for, how to teach your dog how to sing or something, to where there's maybe like 100 people interested in that kind of thing, I mean, we're talking about making money, man. Everybody wants to make money. So how about if you just take a flyer and you just slap it on Walmart's bulletin board? How about that with your website on it? Okay? How about hiring I'm just telling you guys some ridiculously simple ideas here. How about taking or hiring a school, something like a school kid, and then go to your mall parking lot and just print out flyers and just have that kid pay him $5 or $10, right, or $20, and just have that kid put the flyers under the windshields of every car on the parking lot. How about that? You think it will get maybe one, two people to sign up? Maybe, you think? What if you get 10 people to sign up? When it comes to traffic, folks, there's so much out there. If you just think, like if you browse the internet, right? If you go to websites, if you browse the internet, what I do is I just look. Let's say if I come across a website and there is, an ability for me to put banners, or there are some banners, other banners, right? A lot of times if you scroll down to on the website, there's going to be a link that's going to say something like advertise or contact us for advertisement opportunities or something like that, right? If you just click on that link and just contact them and just say, hey, what do you got? What kind of packages do you have? How can I advertise my site here? That's it. It doesn't take. It's not a rocket science to figure this out. And so what you do is you create your own little swipe of traffic sources, right? That you can come back to over and over and over again. Again, you're going to split test it. Hey, you're a marketer, guy. So a lot of times we don't want to step out of our comfort zone, right? A lot of times we just want people to give us stuff. We want our upline to tell us what to do exactly, right? And a lot of times we do that, right? But a lot of times, if you just take a leap of faith, if you just step out and just believe in yourself, just don't depend on anybody. You're a marketer, okay? You're here to build your dream. You're here to build your vision. You're here to build a dynasty for yourself, for your family, okay? If you just step out and say, I'm going to figure this out, I'm going to do this, and just simplify it. Don't look at this as a big picture of something that is just, oh my God, I can't figure it out. Just simplify it, right? Well, traffic is just people. Well, how can I get more people to visit my website? What are some places, how can I get just people, okay? You might have, you can have, a few things going offline. Or, maybe you want to place an advertisement in your local newspaper. How about if you live in a city that's not as, very big? How about if you place an ad, just call another state, right, and just place an ad in another state? How about if you call UK, okay, for example, and you just place an ad over in UK? How about Australia? How about if you place an ad in a newspaper that's of an English-speaking country? How about that? Okay, and I can guarantee you it's not going to be expensive. It's going to be fairly cheap. But what if you got 10 sign-ups from that? What if you got 5 sign-ups from that? And then what you do is you reinvest your profits or portion of your profits, right, back into your business. But this whole time you're staying focused and you're staying laser focused and you're working harder, on yourself than you work on your business. Does that make sense? So do you see how it's actually not difficult to succeed, folks? But just because society has programmed us, just because we were programmed, to think only in this little box. Okay, you can't really think outside of this little box that you have right here. Okay, you can only be so much. You can only have so much. You can only do so much. And what are you doing reading those books, man? And somebody's gonna laugh at you. That people who used to laugh at me right now, they're coming to me asking for money. Okay, people who used to laugh at me when I was struggling, when I did not have the money, when I did not have the money to buy bread for my family, people who were laughing at me. Right now, they're coming to me saying, hey, man, can you please borrow me, can you please lend me $5,000? And they're still doing what they were doing back then. Still living paycheck to paycheck, still struggling, still complaining, right? So think about it. Succeeding is not difficult, friends. Success is a decision. Okay? Success is a decision. Don't depend on anybody. Don't depend on your upline. Don't depend on anybody. I don't care if you're just getting started, my friends. You have a wealth of information in Empower Network here. Okay? You got Inner Circle. You got Costa Rica. You got 15K Formula. You got the Master's Course. If you don't own all those products, to me, you're not serious in the business. And you say, Vic, I don't have the money. And you know what? I can't really hear you because I borrowed the money to get started. And when you just dip your feet in the water, when you just dip your fingers in the water, and you're not fully committed, what subconsciously you're telling yourself? What subconsciously you're telling the world? If you're saying, I'm not committed, and you know what you're going to get? You're going to get that. Okay? So, my friends, as you can see, man, I'm on fire. Man, I can go on for all night. But here, let's get back to the topic. But seriously, guys, the stuff I'm sharing with you, I hope that you see the You see why I'm telling you this stuff, because this is the kind of stuff that, most marketers, they don't want to talk about it, because most marketers, they want to tell you what you want to hear. They want to sugarcoat things. They'll say, I'll just get in at the, at least $25. Just at least give me $25, man. I'm so desperate for that first sale. Just give me $25. If you're not fully committed, if you're not all in with Empower Network, if you don't all know the products, you will never have that commitment. You will never have that spark in your eye. You will never have that certainty, that enthusiasm. That's something that's going to come across between the lines, between the words that you're saying. That's going to convince that prospect, even through your email, even when they see your website. Okay. There's going to be no desire for that prospect to buy the products with you. Okay, they'll join somebody who is all in, and for some reason they'll be attracted to that other person. Okay, and then you're gonna say, well, why am I not making money? I just wanted to see if it's going to work for me, And this is the recipe. This is like they say rich get richer and poor get poorer. It's because rich people, they do things a little bit differently than poor people do, and because of their actions, right, they get different results. Okay, so my friends, I'm just, if I were you, if you're not all in, I would do whatever it takes. If you want this to be your home, if you say, Vic, look, dude, if you went from borrowing money to get started in this industry, right? If you at the age of 29, being a college dropout, having 4 kids now, right? And having English be your second language, dude, if you could earn $2 million in 6 months with Empower Network, I'm gonna do this. I don't take any excuses. No excuse for me is good excuse from people. I don't listen to excuses, because I know what it's like to struggle, and I know what it's like to be fully, totally committed, 1,000%. Forget 100, 1,000% commitment, and I know what it's going to take to succeed. And these are the things that you need to focus on to succeed. Okay, guys, if I was somebody who was just getting started in this industry and I was just preaching this stuff, I would not expect you to listen. Okay, but unless you know how to create the kind of money that you truly desire, and whether it's $10,000 a month or $20,000, unless you wake up in the morning and you decide, okay, I need to earn $50,000 this week, and you go out there and do it, I suggest you listen. Okay. Don't just listen to me. Listen to other leaders in Empower Network. Dave Sharp. They'll tell you the exact same thing, right? Listen to guys like Tony Rush, right? Toby Layla Black. We got Aaron Reskin. We got people. I just came from Miami from Empower Network Leadership Council, and guys, there's Dave Wood. What we're just talking, and he's like, dude, there's lots of room. Or Dave Sharp, excuse me. He's like, Vic, there's so much room at the top. So much room at the top, man, and the top is not crowded. It's the bottom that's crowded, but there's so much room at the top. And guys, I want to invite you, man, just make a decision, right? No going back. Don't care how hard it is, okay? No matter how, what kind of turbulence, if you're falling down, 100 feet, every time you try to get up. Guys, no matter what's going on, just make a decision. Nobody's going to steal your dream from you. Nobody's going to take it away from you, okay? Not you. You're not going to take your dream away from yourself, and you will not let anybody else, not your family, not your relatives, not your friends, not anybody, none of those losers that's on the internet trying to discourage you from going after your dream. Nobody's going to take your dream away from you, because you're going to the top. If I can do it, if others can do it, you can do it. And there's absolutely no difference between me, between you, between Dave Wood, Dave Sharp, between Les Brown, or anybody else in the industry, guys. You believe that? There's absolutely no difference. The difference is going to be what's going on between your 2 ears. Okay? And the good news is we can change what's going on between our 2 ears by making a decision. Okay? And so I hope you guys are going to follow the challenge. So, but here, let me tell you, for those of you guys who do want to spend some money on traffic, right? Here's one cool little source I want to tell you that you can check out, right? It's a little site called Compete.com. Okay, Compete.com. Just go there. It's a little tool. It's an online application to where you can actually find really, really cool traffic sources, tons of them. And it's not cheap. I think it's like $200 a month for the basic package. But I believe they offer a trial. I don't know if it's like, I think it's like 24 hours or something like that, maybe 7-day trial. You can check it out, okay? But when it comes to traffic, guys, just think outside the box a little bit and just break it down to the simplest terms and just say, hey, how can I get 10 more people to see my website today? How can I get 50 more people to see my website today? And just have that marketer's eye. Create yourself a little swipe, right, of different resources that you come across, because as a marketer, you will need that for later, right? When you have your team, when you're building, when you want to give value, you need to have a reservoir of information. You need to have a reservoir of something you can share with your, if you're going to be a leader in this industry, man, you can make $1 million a month, guys. If that's not your goal, that's fine. But hey, you can make $100,000 a month. How awesome would it be to never, ever, ever, ever have to worry about money? Think about it. How awesome would it be to go to? We were just shopping with my wife, in Hawaii, and she came from the store and she's like, hey, baby, I got you this, the flip flops. And I look at it and it's like a $700 flip flops. I'm like, you don't even think about it because you don't worry about money. And guys, I'm not telling you just to say Vic is somebody special and he's bragging you. Guys, I went from the bottom and I was able to change my situation. So can you. Okay? So can you to make a decision. So get all them guys, get to Denver. Okay? Last thing I'm going to leave you with is this. As you're building your business, as you're progressing as a marketer, as you're advertising, right, as you're trying to juggle everything and trying to figure out how to make it better and better and better, here's what you do. You need to learn time management. Okay? You need to learn how to manage your time. And you know what? There is no such thing. I actually just shot a video today. I do a video a day, and I decided to just give out value to the marketplace, right? Just do a video a day, just one nugget, something to put out there for my followers and just for the internet land, right? No sales pitches, and something I would actually recommend you do. Dave Wood, he suggested it, and I'm like, I thought about it, and then I said, why not? So let's do this. And today, I was talking about, hey, there is no such thing as time management. Okay, you can't really manage time. People say, Rick, well, how do I manage time, right? How do I manage time? You can't. Time is time. We all got 24 hours a day. Trump got 24 hours a day. You got 24 hours a day, and so does the president. Okay? But see, what we need to learn is we need to learn how to manage our activities during the day. Okay? So here's what I do, guys. I just want to give you as much value as I can in this hour and 90 minutes, however we're going to be on this call here, and then we're going to wrap this up. Here's how I manage my day personally, or my activities, right? So I generally don't start my day without having that day be planned a night before. Now, it doesn't always happen like that, but it's most of the time. Okay. Now, sometimes, I may be in a position to where maybe I'm traveling, maybe on the road or something, and I really I really can't. I'm kind of away from the office and things like that. But most of the time, I plan my day before I go to bed. All right, and I learned this again from my mentor. All right, can you guys do you see the fine line kind of going as I'm talking to you? And I'm always referring to hey, learn this from my mentor, because guys, I'm no genius, right? I learned this stuff, and that's why I'm passing this stuff on to you. And hopefully you learn this, and hopefully you take action. And then you're going to be on the call, and then you're going to be talking to 1,300 people on a teleconference, and you're going to be talking to 15,000 people on a stadium at the event, and you're going to be saying, hey, this is what I learned. I'm nobody special. That's the beauty of this business, guys. That's the beauty of this, because anybody can do this if they're willing to. But the problem is most people are not willing to. Are you going to be in the first category or second category? Okay, so the thing when it comes to managing my activities is before I go to bed, I just do it on my phone. I just got a little app that it's like a to-do list kind of thing, to where it allows me to check off things and stuff like that. I think it's called the to-do-ly-do or something like that, something weird like that. And I just think about tomorrow, and I just say, okay, so what do I need to get done tomorrow? And before I go to bed, I have thing 1, 2, 3, and generally it's, 4 to 6 things, that I need to accomplish tomorrow. And I just get it out of my head, and I just write it down. It can be on paper, it can be on your computer, on your phone. It doesn't matter, okay? And so I have a crystal clear idea. I have a crystal clear picture of what my day is going to look like tomorrow. Okay. Now, unless something crazy comes up, unless there's, something, something blows up, or a site goes down or something like that, that I really, really need to get on it. Generally, I will stick with that plan. Okay. So, and then when tomorrow comes, I just do thing number 1. That's the most important. I just prioritize them on the order of importance, and I just start on thing number 1. That's the most important. May not be the easiest, but the most important. Okay. And I just do that until it's completed. And I go to thing number 2 after thing number 1 is completed. Okay? A lot of times I'll get through all those things, and a lot of times I won't. A lot of times I'll just get through 1 or 2, depending on how complicated the thing is, right, and how much work I need to do that. But what you do is you focus on your income-producing activities. Now, my business might be a little bit different than your business right now because, and let me clarify that, okay, just the activities that I do on a day-to-day basis. Okay? Now, think about it. So if you don't have, your own, let's say if you're just using, if you're just an affiliate of Empower Network, you're building your business as an affiliate of Empower Network. What are your income-producing activities? Well, it's working on yourself. It's income-producing activity because if you don't, your income is going to reflect it. Okay. I read for 30 minutes a day, like I said in the beginning, right? When I go to my office, when I come back from the office, when I go to the store, when I'm just, just in the car driving throughout the day, you know what I do? I just pop in the Inner Circle audios. That's what I do. Earlier today, one of my team members, he happens to be our support manager, Paul. He, came to my office, and I was listening to the, I had my earbuds in my ears. And I was listening to the Inner Circle. I was listening to, Dave Wood rambling. I do that. I do what I preach, guys, right? So developing yourself is an income-producing activity, okay? And then what else is income-producing activity? Well, it might be, researching for traffic, where to advertise, right? That's going to be your income-producing activity. So maybe you're going to be, give yourself 30 minutes, okay? And when you do this kind of stuff, guys, you want to be careful. Here's what I do a lot of times, right? Is I would take a step further, and I would actually give myself an estimated completion time for each of the projects. Now, sometimes I don't know how long it's going to take, but I found that if you give yourself estimated completion time or a certain time frame for a project, right, that a lot of times you will actually, that's going to be enough for you to kind of keep you on track. Make sense? So you don't want to get distracted. You don't want to find yourself being lost in the research, and then all of a sudden, you just spend a whole day doing nothing but just browsing and researching, right? But kind of give yourself deadlines, right? Give yourself time frames. So let's say, we're gonna research for traffic sources. Just kind of browse different websites. Just kind of go Google, how to get traffic, ways to get traffic, things like that, and just kind of browse through the sites, man. Just kind of go through, just click on it, just see where it's gonna take you, and look for the links for advertisement opportunities. That's it. Simple, not complicated. Okay. And give yourself like 30 minutes, okay? Set an alarm clock, boom, 30 minutes up. You let that go, regardless if you found something or not, okay? You just let that activity go. You move on to the next income-producing activity. Might be, do a blog post, right? Blog daily, right? Now, guys, I used to think that, hey, blogging, is not important. I used to think that. You know what I think right now? I say, hey, my blog is important, right? So this is where you can actually give value to the marketplace. This is where you can actually, I was talking about putting your stake, right, in the ground, right? I was talking about claiming your territory as a marketer. I was talking about, how are you different than the rest of the, millions of marketers out there? Well, you can make the distinction. You can differentiate yourself on your blog, can't you? Right? On your blog, this is your territory. This is your world, right? And it just so happens that Empower Network has a blogging platform. By the way, guys, when you just think about blogging, man, I just have to tell you this. We were just in Miami, right, for the Leadership Council, and what I saw with my own two eyes, guys, of what you guys are going to get a taste of in Denver when it comes to technology and what these guys are rolling out, it will absolutely floor you. You have got to get your butt to Denver. I guarantee you. Get to Denver. Don't ask why. Don't say I don't have the money. Find a way to get to Denver. No ifs, buts, or nothing. Okay, just get to Denver. You have got to be in Denver. Okay. Some of the things that Empower Network is going to review in Denver, guys, is just when I saw that, I'm like, wow, and it just no words. It's absolutely insane. But blogging is your little world, right? This is where you can tell the world about who you are. Provide value as you're learning things. You want to, the best way to learn is to hear something and then teach something. Okay, teach what you learn is the best way to learn. When you can explain what you learned to somebody and they can understand, then you know it. If you just listen to it and you can't explain it to somebody else, you don't really know it, unless you can explain it to somebody so they can understand it. Make sense? So what else can be your income-producing activity? Might be to do a video, right? Get yourself a video hosting from Empower. Do a video. Do what you're going to preach, folks. If you're going to, one day, you're going to be a leader. One day, you're going to be on stage. You say, Vic, I don't care. That's fine. If you want to earn $100,000 a month and just make a bigger difference, man, it's not just about making money. It's about making a difference. What fires me up, guys, is making a difference, man. It's making a difference. It's not the money. The money is nice, but you're going to get to the point where you're earning $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 a month, and your bills are covered, and you don't have to worry about money. Life is good. You can build a nice house like one of my team members right now is doing. He doesn't. My life is good, man. He gets relaxed a little bit. I'm like, dude, you gotta get yourself bigger goals, man. But hey, it becomes, then it's gonna become something about just bigger than money. It's hey, how can you what the really the juice of this business is, guys, is being able to replicate your success. It's when you have people coming to you at the event and shaking your hand and saying, Vic, thank you, you have changed my life, man. That's the juice of the business. That's what fires you up. That's what keeps you going. That's what just, that's what pulls you. It's not the money anymore. The money was the beginning part, right? But then eventually, I'm telling you, the money is great, but the intangible payoff is better. It's much better. It's much better than the cars. It's much better than the material, tangible things. It's much better, when you know that, somebody was affected as a result because you were on this planet, okay, because you were in this business, because you took action, because you took the time to implement the strategy that you learned, because you took the time to develop yourself as a marketer, and you strive for excellence, not just mediocrity. Okay? So guys, go for it. Don't let anybody derail you, because you deserve to be at the top. You deserve to be successful, and you can do it. Okay? Guys, I'm going to leave you with this. I said it already, right, on this call a few times. Guys, just get to Denver, okay? Thing number one, get committed to going to the top, okay? Get all the products. A lot of you guys are not even on my team. In fact, most of you, so there's no financial commitment, guys. But I'm just telling you from my experience, okay? I'm just telling you from what I see. Just go all in, get all the products with Empower Network. Because something's gonna flip. When I see people on my team, when they purchase all the products, and they just feel better about themselves. Just something happens. You just like, I'm all in. I'm all in. So you will have a sense of relief, a sense of power. When you purchase all the products, you get fired up, you get committed. Something's going to be different about you that's going to come across your marketing. It's going to come across just from your website, just from people visiting your website, and just because the website is associated with your name on it, something's gonna be about that website that's gonna resonate with people. I'm telling you. You say, Vic, this is like this sounds like BS. It might be, but you know what? It works. I don't care if it's BS or not, but it works. Okay, it works, and that's what's important. Is it works. Okay, guys? You can do this. Find a way to get all in. It's if you were starting an offline business, how much money would it take? Hundreds of thousands. I started this business for 50 or whatever the thing is to get all the products with Empower. And in 6 months I've earned $2 million. Is it worth it? Now, guys, you say, Vic, you earned that kind of money because you're special. No, I'm not special. But you know what I did is I took the time to learn and to implement, to develop myself, and I read and I listened and I associated myself and I went to events with anything that I did. Any opportunity, guys, I paid $5,000, $10,000 to go to events when I was just getting started in this industry, and when I was just starting to make money in this industry. But because I understood, and my mentor said, Vic, you have got to get around people who are making it, man. You have got to get around people who are going where you want to go. And when you get to the event, when you get around those people, right, you want to seek out the cream of the crop. You want to be around people who are talking about, hey, I just earned $100,000 last month, and life is awesome. You want to get away from people who are saying, hey, this thing doesn't work. You want to be around people who are saying, hey, this is incredible. This is awesome. Right? Those people are going to fire you up. Those people are going to inspire you, and you're going to get maybe one secret, one nugget, something that you're going to, maybe apply in your business and take your things to the next level. Okay, guys, so get all in. Second thing is get to Denver. Okay, guys, get to Denver. And you say, somebody asked me, you say, Vic, I have to make a decision. Do I invest the money into marketing, or do I invest the money to go into Denver? My answer is get to Denver. Okay? Why? Because you will get something that you can't explain. You will get something. You will get around people who are making it, people who are just different, people who are the elite. 98% of they don't want to go to Denver, guys. 98% of they don't want to spend, $165 on ticket plus whatever flight and hotel. But guys, you're talking about your future, man. You're talking about your future. How bad do you want it? Guys, get to Denver. Okay, I look forward to seeing you guys in Denver, and tell me how the challenge goes for you. Okay, so hopefully you guys have been taking notes tonight. I would really, 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 really love to see you guys in Denver there. All the leaders are going to be in Denver, guys. Find a way to get to Denver. There's, marketing is this. The way I look at it, you can spend, you can invest $500 or $1,000 on that campaign. What if it flops on you? What if you get good results? Great, awesome, right? But you know what? You're not going to have that spark. You're going to miss out on that spark that's going to take your business. That's fuel. You're going to miss out on that fuel. Think about this. This is how I see it, right? So going to events and associating yourself with people, and especially going to events, and there's nothing like going to an event, okay? And I've been to Empower Network's 2 events already. Denver is going to be my 3rd event. Since I joined, I went to every single one, and this is how I can kind of compare it, right? So marketing is like when you market your engine, let's take an airplane, for example, right? For some reason I like airplanes. I'm just fascinated by how that thing just flies, this massive thing just flies up in the air. I can't get my mind wrapped around that concept, but I think it's genius. Whoever Wright brothers, how they did it, and it's just absolutely incredible. So an airplane, it just flies, right? And it flies. Just the activity of flying is your marketing. Consider that, okay? Just marketing is flying. What going to events is fuel in that engine, or fuel in that tank that powers that airplane, that allows it to fly. It's just how I see it. Okay, guys. You need to have both, right? But you know what? With marketing, like I said, you can implement some of the low-cost strategies, and maybe do some free marketing, and do more of that, right? And just put all your resources as much as possible to, number one, just to go all in and get to Denver, guys. It's a business that can literally pay you millions and millions and millions of dollars if you believe it if you take action, if you get serious, if you get laser focused on it, if you don't look around, if you don't look to the left, don't look to the right, don't care what's going on in the industry, don't care what's launching tomorrow or tonight, right? You don't care about anything else but your mission, but your vision, but your dream. And this is a vehicle that I believe that everybody listening to my voice tonight can use to bring their dreams to reality. Guys, my name is Vic. Thanks for being on this call. I hope that you took, some golden nuggets for you tonight. I appreciate you all, guys. I love you. I consider you to be my family, my second family. Empower Network, we're all one big family here, and it's awesome to be around people who are going in the same direction. I look forward to seeing you guys in Denver. Make a decision. Don't let anybody stop you. I'll see you guys in Denver. Bye now.
Although you're listening to a private recording in a non-disclosure Empower Network customer training, the principles and strategies in this audio can be applied in any business. Although these techniques, philosophies, and strategies may have worked for others, no one can guarantee that they will work for you. We report real average earnings, updated daily, at empowernetwork.com/income.php. The purchase of this or any other audio is not required to earn money in our affiliate compensation plan, and you can decide to not continue to buy these forever, at any time. We hope, however, these ideas and strategies will assist you in building a profitable, long-term business. Success takes hard work, determination, skill, and consistent effort. Please refer to our average earnings at empowernetwork.com/income.php.